Today, I want to talk about something that is already changing how I build software. It is called Google Antigravity. And if you have been paying attention to the whole wave of vibe coding tools like Lovable, Base 44, Google AI Studio, or even classic environments like VS Code, you might be wondering where this fits in. Hi everyone, Scott here. I'm not a fireman in real life. My AI avatar just plays one online, though I think it got some important details wrong. The short answer is that anti-gravity is not just another AI coding assistant. It is the start of a completely new development style. I want to walk you through what it is, how it works, and why it is already a different experience from the tools we have had over the last year or two. Let's start with the basics. When you open anti-gravity, you notice something right away. It is not a chat window pretending to be a coding environment, and it is not a normal editor with a sidebar for suggestions. It feels more like an operating system that is designed to let AI agents run your development process. You are still in control, but the agents can see the editor, use the terminal, use the browser, and carry out tasks the way a real developer would. Anti-gravity gives you a few different modes for how involved you want to be. And honestly, these modes are what make it work so well. The first mode is fully autonomous. You tell it what you want, and it goes and does it. You can say something like, build a full dashboard with routing and a clean layout, or refactor this entire module so it is consistent with modern React patterns. It creates a plan, it breaks the work into steps, it executes those steps, and then gives you artifacts that show exactly what happened. If you like the direction, you accept the changes. If not, you redirect it. The second mode is what I think of as the collaboration mode. This is perfect when you want to stay in the loop. You can say, fix this bug, but explain each step before you run it, or show me 3 different options for restructuring this file and let me pick one. It is like having a senior engineer beside you, but you still make the final decisions. If you are trying to understand a code base, or if you want to keep a close eye on architecture, this mode is perfect. I find myself using it when I want to learn what the agent is thinking or when I want transparency before anything touches the repo. The third mode is the simple inline assistant. This is the closest to what most people already use. You type in the editor and it helps as you go. It fixes syntax, writes functions, finishes your sentences, adds tests, and keeps you moving. You do most of the work and it just helps you execute faster. Now here's why this 3-mode system is a big deal. Other vibe coding tools tend to live at one extreme or the other. Tools like Lovable and Base 44 are great when you want to describe a full app and get something up fast, but they hide the entire stack. You do not really know what is happening under the hood, and you do not own the code in the same way. They are perfect for prototypes, but you do not want to build production systems there unless you are ready to add serious guardrails. Then you have classic tools like VS Code with Copilot. These tools give you very fine control. They help you write code, but they do not take over the process. If you want to refactor a big module or restructure a project, you still need to be hands-on. Anti-gravity sits right in the middle. You get the speed of vibe coding, but you also get the structure of a real development workflow. The agents actually work inside your environment. They see your files, they use your terminal, they run tasks, they produce evidence of what they did, and they check with you before committing changes when you want that kind of safety. The other thing anti-gravity nails is the scale of the work. Instead of having to prompt it over and over, you give it a mission. It plans the mission, it completes it, it tells you why it made certain decisions, and it shows you every step it took. If you want to move fast on a feature, or if you want to explore 3 different architectural directions, this makes development feel 10 times lighter. Let me give you an example of how I use it. If I am building a new feature like a user profile page or a dashboard, I go straight to the fully autonomous mode. I describe it, give a few guardrails, and let it build the first pass. Then I switch to collaboration mode and refine it. If I want to handle a tricky function or debug a test failure, I drop into inline mode. And if I want to run a long multi-step task across multiple parts of the code base, I use the manager view and let multiple agents work in parallel. This is the part that feels new. It does not just generate code. It runs the development process. It operates like a team. It breaks tasks into steps. It revises its own plan. It produces artifacts so you can audit what happened. And it asks you to approve before doing something big. This is the first time an AI tool feels like it understands the rhythm of real software development. If you compare that to Lovable or Base 44, those platforms are more like a no-code studio where you describe an app and it builds something inside its own ecosystem. Amazing for speed, but limited for long-term development. If you compare Anti-Gravity to Google AI Studio, that tool is great for quickly prototyping AI-centric apps, but it is not meant to be your main development environment. And if you compare it to VS Code, Antigravity is just far more agent driven. VS Code is still the king of flexibility and plugins, but it does not have that mission control feeling that Antigravity is designed around. What all this means is that we are entering a new phase of development. The past year gave us tools that could generate code. Antigravity is one of the first tools that can actually run development, and the big shift is that you can choose how involved you want to be. You can let the agents handle everything. You can collaborate with them, or you can stay hands on and let them assist you. For me, the ideal workflow is a mix of all three: autonomy for new features, collaboration for design decisions, inline assistance for the day to day flow. It is the first time AI feels like it can work with you instead of just throwing chunks of code at you. If you have not tried anti-gravity yet, or if you tried it once and moved on, I recommend giving it a deeper run. Try building a feature in autonomous mode, try a refactor in collaboration mode, and then use inline mode to glue it all together. It is a totally different experience from vibe coding tools we have seen so far. Thanks for watching. If you want more breakdowns like this, or if you want me to do a deep dive comparing anti-gravity to the other major agent-based coding platforms, let me know. I will see you in the next one.